I don't think Leaf will be here tonight.
Okay.
He texted that he wasn't making plans on it. So.
Too cold for him?
He had something going on at work.
No, so.
We have the minutes from the last meeting. You guys had a chance to look at them. Just need a motion to approve. Everything looks okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
I'll move to seconded by Paul and Eric. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. Minutes are approved. Any updates on the borough?
I've got I picked up, or Jay brought the plaster over to my house and I brought it over to the studio. That's about all I've got. I've got a workshop on Saturday, and then sometime after that I'll start getting
We should probably see about whenever you're ready to get it over there too for you.
Okay, yeah. Probably in the next few weeks, I would say.
Maybe when it warms up a little warmer.
Yeah. We can roll it. It was rolling on over?
No, I'd probably just get a payloader or the tractor to put it in the bucket and move it.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd roll over. My wheels on it aren't that great.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody had any luck on any new members?
I haven't, no.
I haven't either. Any other thoughts on what we could do? Got it on the thing. They put it in the paper.
Well, I know we mentioned a couple names last time. Should we reach out to a couple of those people and just see? I mean, we didn't get anybody to volunteer. Then maybe we try asking.
Yeah.
I know you were talking about somebody, wasn't it? You were talking about, was looking at maybe?
Yeah, how did your meeting, you guys were going to meet about?
It's going. I think, so my wife is she's a secretary, I'm the president, Sarah Jennings, a vice president, and the art teacher, Mrs. Warden is the treasurer, I think, of our group. And I've mentioned this group to them pretty much every time we have a meeting. They want to drop in. I think everyone's just so busy, you know.
And what's the goal of that group?
Well, we're having a summer arts youth camp. Trying to put it together for this July. So that would be one thing. I think we're looking at July 14th to the 17th.
Do you have any projects planned?
We would have, last year, Derek got it's like a traveling theater group to come in. And so we'd have them. I would do like a printmaking workshop. And then we're looking for other people. I think Amanda possibly might do like a cooking thing. And then I thought I had the art teacher that's up in the school up here. Central Valley, Tate. But I think he might be busy, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get him to teach or not.
I'll just say if you wanted to do like a larger project or something that we could hang up somewhere.
Yeah, that would be cool. Do you know anywhere that has a steamroller? Because that's one thing. Steamroller print, like if I had enough kids put together, you carve a big block, and then you ink up the big block and have a steamroller run over it. You can print that on cloth or,
Oh, gotcha.
yeah.
Maybe
city
if we do some streets, we can have a steamroller in for a little.
The city doesn't have one or anything, right? That would be one bigger thing that I've thought about doing.
Well, I even meant like sheet of plywood or whatever, and do it on there, and then we hang it up around town when it's done.
Yeah. Possibly. We still haven't got all the instructors lined up yet. So.
What about your other project you were working on? That's when you were talking about where you were the president? No, that's
it, yeah.
That's the College Council or whatever you were looking for a building for?
I don't know if we are now or not.
Okay.
I don't think we have the money, like I know you talked about that one space, but
Okay.
yeah. So I don't know.
I was just thinking that, anything that we could get kids involved in and put it out. Beautify town or whatever, kind of like you did over here. Maybe we could do the whole wall of the somewhere and just have little mosaic type things that they do and put them on there or whatever. And every year you just add to it.
And if you ever want to do that community mural thing, I could talk to you guys about that sometime.
That's just a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, yeah. It would be more, I guess, but it would be it could be. There's I think it would work on the high school walls over there. There's a lot of just blank walls.
Right. I just thought like, say a 2x2 square or whatever, and they do their piece on it. Then we take and put it on. You go put that on the wall. Then the next kid. And you put
sure.
It next
they
to
do
it.
With the tiles sometimes.
Right.
With the ceiling, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Just have a big mosaic of.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be really cool if it looked like something, but that would that would take a lot of planning.
Yeah. Yeah.
That Paul could put it above his
On the brick wall there?
on your brick wall.
Well, they can use you said he was open to it at the dentist's office. That big,
right.
brick wall.
Yeah, I'm not. I
Would
think it would.
Would that mural that we had that you paid, that we hired or somebody hired to in that contest?
Yeah.
Who has that? You have that yet, or who has that information?
No, I know Jennifer, the artist. I know who she is. I mean,
right.
Yeah.
So something like that, work on that brick wall.
With
how does that? What I know we've talked about that before, but I just don't remember how that would work.
With what they did in Grafton, it's called a polytab, like fabric almost, and the design is projected on it, and then it's painted with the community, and then it's put up with gel medium. The wall has to be. I'm not sure it would work on that wall because the wall needs to be somewhat. Not have a lot of big tips and stuff in it. Would probably work on that wall or on the back side of that wall in the community center.
But that'd be one you could paint and put it on a board or some type of media and then screw it onto there.
Sure.
Onto this one.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And you said that's big money though, you said?
The one that did in Grafton, that's a really big one, so that would be like pretty much this whole side of the community center plus wrapping around. I think that one, and training for 5 artists, I think she said it was 30,000. I'm probably going to be doing one in Kindred sometime, hopefully, and I think that one is about 600 square feet, so I think they said like 20 by 30, and we're thinking probably 10,000 for that. So, and that's getting the community involved as far as planning and coming up with what they want to see in a mural.
But you said the one in Grafton was how much?
30.
It was 30.
They said I think my ears are still messed up from flying. Sorry. They fundraised for about 3 years up there.
For the 30,000.
Huh?
For the 30,000 they fundraised, you said?
For the 30, yeah. Yep. And then that trained, there were 5 artists. We all got, I think, $1,200, and I think that was all included in there. So what's that? That's 6,000 out of that. So, yep.
Yeah, I wonder how something like that would go. How was that? How extensive was that to put together? You said how big of that one was? Oh, you said it was that whole side.
It would be, yeah. Probably. Did I show you pictures of it?
I think I saw some of it, yeah, but I didn't remember how big it was. So.
Yeah, I want to say probably the length of that whole side of the community center plus wrapping around another good bit. So.
And what's the life expectancy of the one in Grafton?
She thought like 20 to 25 years. And that's one side, and then it goes all the way down that side too.
That's huge then.
Yeah.
That's way more than over here.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't need to raise that much money.
No, probably not. And that's meeting, like, she met with people in the community at, like, nursing homes and community centers and the high schools, and kind of gathered ideas, and then she came up with a plan for the mural. And she brought it back to the mural planning group and got their approval, and then put it together. And then we helped transfer it onto this paper and
How long did all that take?
So I think she probably started meeting with them in March a few times, and then we met with her in May, and then we started having our training stuff in May, and then we came back in June and in July and did some painting parties, and then we started installing in July. And I think from the painting parties to putting it up, it was like 2 or 3 weeks, you know.
And how does it get attached?
It's a acrylic gel medium. It's almost like a wallpaper. You coat the back, and you coat the front, and then you squeegee it up with wallpaper squeegee things.
And that just went on brick then, or what?
Just went on brick, and then as it dries, it kind of sucks into the cement, so you almost still see the cement or the brick, you know, pattern underneath it.
Well,
it's pretty cool. Yeah. And then after it's up, you paint in the seams and do any touch-up stuff to make it all
flow together.
Yep, and then you do a over varnish at the end to protect it.
There is a few grants from Council on Arts that we could. Were you guys looking at, there's $6,000 for that arts and education?
Oh, for our group? I'm not sure. I think Dara's kind of taken some of that on.
Or Well, we could apply for it for you.
What's it called?
Arts and Education Collaboration. But it's a 1-to-1 match.
Oh, okay.
But it has to be schools, school districts, nonprofits, government agencies.
So so the money we get from tuition, that would count towards the match? Or how would that work?
Okay.
I think we're thinking 125 per student, and that would cover the week. I think, what was it, 8:30 to 4?
Well, it says in kind. Cash. Other grants.
If I do that kindred bureau, I guess this stuff comes in rolls of 25. How much is 2,500 square feet if it's 5 foot wide? Would that be?
5 foot.
Yeah.
Should be 500 feet, I think.
500 feet by. So, yeah, so I'm probably gonna I'll have extra left over anyway.
But if, I don't know, it's up to you guys, but if you wanted to do it, that'd be something if we work together on it.
Sure.
But it's due April. Oh, this is for 26.
Oh, okay.
But it's still due. April 17th.
For 2026.
Yeah. There's community art access, which gives access to communities. There's quite a few on the Council of the Arts.
Yeah, I think we need to have we'll try and have a meeting, I think we haven't had one since early January, so we'll try and get together here soon and I'll bring that up.
Did we have anything in the budget for beautification? I know there has been in the past, but I got thinking about that after I'd gone all through there. And just because we always had it in the past, I thought it was in there and it never was.
No, never was.
So we really have no money to even do anything with.
No, that's part of it.
That was a screw up by me.
26, you need to get some in there, Paul.
Yeah, if I can remember it by then, so.
I just still do have your tape measure. I found it.
Okay. Well, maybe do we pick one smaller project again? I mean, we got trees, we got that done.
Well, I think we should come up with a plan for the,
We do, we just
for
gotta
this
find
out here.
I think that should be our priority.
Yeah.
Just start designing something,
Mhm. Yep.
even if it's chicken scratch.
Chicken scratching is fine too. It's easy to erase and change and add.
So, let's start with this. So we gotta have a fence, right? There's that.
Is there sidewalks on that side of the street? No.
There is here.
Here's a sidewalk, kind of up to that silver.
Right,
Oh, actually up to the railroad tracks, there is sidewalk there.
yeah,
It's just
but nothing.
kind of covered in gravel. Well, the driveway might not, that might have been taken off by now, but I know there's sidewalk up to that silver shed there, so.
So this is sidewalk.
Yeah. And how far down does it go
All the way down to the grain bins.
to the, okay.
Yeah, we have all the way right into here.
Oh, okay.
You know, the car show was looking for extra space. They didn't want to cut out the street. I don't know why they just couldn't use that over there. We could mow that up and clean it up nice.
Get it leveled.
Get it kind of leveled off. And I think I even told Jay, I said, maybe you can even put some of your millings down in there if you got a bad hole or two to spill on.
Well, so being that we took the burrow out and it's gonna go back, and we took that flower garden out, should we put it in here?
Isn't that where the tree is right now?
No, the tree's over this
Okay.
way. The tree's about in line with this.
It's a little bit further south than the silver shed there.
Yep, it's kind of like right in here. Because we moved this tree to put it in there. Because then we have money to do that, to build up a, maybe we just start there, along with the fence.
And grass, probably. We should get something
Right.
started.
But the goal was or part of what I said in the grant was to get it so that not everybody's, because before anybody could get right up to it,
Oh, the burrow?
the burrow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're probably gonna still have that, I'm guessing. Just
I
because
think
they
we
want
need
to
to, I think we need to put it back somewhere. But if we put it there, is that more out of the way than over here? If you want to start doing stuff that we're not moving.
Yeah, I would. Well, one, plus it's more visible when you drive into town there.
Right.
So off to the side of the
The
sign.
sign's right
Kind of
there.
between the tree and the sign.
Sign, yeah. So then should we put some type of barrier in? Do we want to do
Around the burrow?
around the burrow? Because that was,
I think what you should do, if you want to keep them off the burrow, is whatever barrier we put around, put maybe a bench, alongside of it, kind of a spot with your pavers or whatever, so they can sit right there and be right next to the burrow, so to speak, so they don't have to,
Climb up.
so they don't have to climb up there to get on them. They'll be sitting right there, and the burrow will be right there. Make it kind of a photo op spot, somehow design it so that you sit on this bench and the burrow is right, perfectly placed right behind you.
so something like that, but opposite. Where this would be, the curve would go the other way and then you'd sit on it. Maybe it's built up a little bit.
I don't know how you're gonna put the burrow up, so.
Well,
Same
are we
thing
gonna
it's on.
are we gonna put that base back in,
I
or?
would think you would want to, wouldn't you?
Well, either that or if you do something.
Well, you could put it on there, you mean?
Right. Of course, then they could still crawl up and get out to it.
Like I was thinking, if you could put something to where it kind of gets, where you have a little bit of space, whether it be flowers or something around it, a little bit,
Which then you could,
you know.
if you had it like this, and put dirt. You know, if this was, say, circle or whatever, and then dirt was filled in there, and you planted it.
Where would the burrow sit then?
So if you, so this would be the first circle, this would be the seat, and then you put the burrow in here, and just put dirt and flowers and everything around in there.
And then the other circle is raised up, like as a
So
bench.
if this would be, yeah, it'd look like this.
But
So this would be the seat, and then this would be this piece. I don't know what else you could, or something like that, or.
Yeah.
Would that, you know,
I think it's something on that lines, yeah, just.
I don't know what it would look-
refining it.
I mean, you could even do a wood, you wouldn't have to do. You know, this is maybe a little bit more, if you were looking at it.
And you would be putting the burrow just up behind it, behind it.
So it's almost like a retaining wall type thing. Or you could not even put the bench in and just make it up so they can't get on it. I don't know what else you could do.
And we got an Eagle Scout coming up
Do we?
that wants a project.
Or you could do something like this one where it's, you know, that kind of how it would look, but just a different direction. They're all focused in where most of them would be.
How high is the base that burrow is going to be on?
Well, the base that it's currently is about like this. So I suppose you could, I mean, if you made a bench seat that was this high and then around this high or a little higher for it to sit on.
People would still jump up then to stand next to it, but maybe they wouldn't be climbing on.
Or maybe they would just stand on a bench or something
Yeah, right.
instead of climbing up on top of it. And then that would give you a place to put a sign that would encourage them, you know, not to.
Well, and if you put dirt and
and stuff.
flowers, then,
I'm sure it's real muddy,
right?
sinkhole.
Electrified fence.
Or I mean, or you could just build it up like that and not put a bench in. But I think we also talked about putting a fire pit in there too, so, or out in that area. I mean, that's even.
You know, Sarah did that dig out at the campground. Did she kind of come up with that on her own, or was that a group that did that?
I think she did it. Yeah, she did it herself. I
I'm
haven't seen it yet.
I'm just wondering, well, it's just pavement right now, but I'm just wondering if there was, I'm just thinking of a few people that maybe might be interested in, especially if you incorporate into a flower type thing, like, you know, some people like Katie Mueller with 4-H and Colette Smith with the flower shop, if they could maybe,
Well,
you know, maybe get a group of people together and say, hey, we're looking at doing this. I guess I would really like to see somebody, there's people that are pretty creative out there. They might come up with all kinds of ideas. And
what if you also, when you did this, we could move the flagpole or incorporate it in. You have like your big flag there. I don't know how much you love flags, Paul. You could have more flags along. Where you could even build it like something like that along the, maybe this sits up by itself and you put the bench on the outside too. Where they get to sit and it kind of looks like this, and then you put flags. I've seen some places where they have the flagpoles coming out of like these spots. Just throwing out AEs.
yeah, well.
Something like this, where it's the burrow would be there, up higher, and then you have seating on the outside, maybe flags. Or something like this. You make it out of wood instead with flower pots on the backside. Well, this is kind of a cheaper option. It's metal with wood. I'm guessing that's that composite lumber. Maybe we just need to see if we can get Colette and some of those other ones to come to the next meeting. And
I think I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind talking to those ladies alone. And I don't know if, I know Sylvia Hanson does disaster gardening, but I don't know if she have any ideas on something like that or not.
So does Willison. Christina's a master gardener too. I'm pretty sure.
And they do flowers, so there's creative.
Yeah.
If you can do a bouquet of flowers, you got to be somewhat creative.
So something, you know, this too, this kind of a. You could even, like, if you wanted to build it up farther, you could have the burrow in there, and then say on this back side like this, kind of what we have at Riverwalk, where they have the metal sign in there, or you can make it out something that says Hillsboro on it.
Well, I can talk to those people, and if anybody else knows anybody else I could talk to. Throw out some names there. Artiste guy, creative guy. Who's the most creative people you know besides yourself?
Who's that? The older lady that lives out at the end of town over there. She's an artist. She almost hit me the other day with her car.
Which street
Deal,
would you talk?
Marlene Deal. deal?
Oh, yeah, Marlene, yep,
Yeah.
yep, I don't know how well healthy she is anymore, but
Oh, she was driving.
she was getting around pretty good this winter, so.
Yep. And Amanda Johnson, I guess, would be busy.
Because to me, it's gonna be kind of a couple phase. You're gonna kind of gotta come up with somebody like this to come up with an idea, and then we can go around and check on funds, and then it might be a completely different group that kind of coordinates getting it done.
We've got 2,500 minus whatever you need.
You know, so.
And we got $100 from Cole. Cole said he was putting the first $100 in to get the borough back, so.
Well, I would just about guarantee the vets and tap that, and HEDC would give you something. So as long as you got that plan, I would hope that they're all of those charitable places they're very eager to give to a good plan. They're not going to give it just to give it. They're going to give it to something that maybe so.
Who's Lisa Rotvold? Yep.
Was she that right?
Yeah, she came to a couple of our meetings.
Okay. Well, I think we got a little
Got it.
something.
Okay. Anything else before we go to the order? We hit everything, so.
Okay.
We need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Meeting's adjourned.